Besides all of the rock stars, is there anybody you would have liked to take a shooting with from the, let's say, from the celebrity world, like any politician, actor, sports guy? Is there anybody whom you have missed so far? Would you like to have taken pictures of?
Yeah, I'm not really, I guess just
because you covered everybody.
Right, but I would have liked to done a photo shoot with Mick Jagger. I think that would be cool. You know, Mick Jagger for sure. But no, that's pretty much it. You know, really. I mean, you know, Jimi Hendrix when he was alive.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
All those, you know, Janis and Jimmy, and Jim Morrison.
Morrison, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I pretty much, you know, shot everyone that I, you know, I admire, I respect, and yeah, I've been fortunate enough to do what I do, and you know, people seem to take to me and my camera, so I'm fortunate when it comes to that.
So what happened when all the 80s bands at the beginning of the 90s, when there was a different kind of music genre coming, or different ones, so there were many of coming. So what happened to you? Did you went on doing pictures for other genres, or what happened to you? Because have you been booked for the same bands and did the same bands, but with less popular albums, or did you move on to other genres?
Well, what happened was, like, I ended my book with 1990, and I was on the Cherry Pie video with Warren, and that album did great. So it's like, I didn't think anything was going to stop as it did. You know, nobody did. You know, we just thought it was going to keep going and going and going. And then, of course, things change, and I kind of kept going for a few years. Skid Row was still, you know, popular, but still the magazines didn't, you know, things were changing. And then Kiss came out, you know, in '96. So that was a little bit of resurgence. And I feel like that kind of brought everything back again slowly, you know, but not enough to, you know, support myself or anything like that. And I always thought that with this body of work that I created in the '80s, that I'm pretty much set. You know, I didn't think it was going to be held against me. And it's what it seemed like it was doing. I mean, I shot Soundgarden and Alice in Chains, and, you know, for some, you know, Metal Hammer and some other magazines, but I didn't really connect with them. You know, they didn't want to be photographed. They didn't want to have fun, you know, they just wanted to play music and do it.
Different attitude and image at that time.
Yeah, which is fine, you know. And then when God forbid I should bring up that I did Slippery When Wet or Dokken or Cinderella, you know, I knew not to say that. It's what I did, you know. So I just took it. I took it like I was a new photographer, pretty much. And then CMC Records had some classic rock. They had a classic rock label, so they had bands like Eddie Money and Leonard Skinner, Styx, a bunch of bands, and a bunch of bands that I liked from the '70s. You know, so now I was starting to work with them, doing their album covers, and even doing some home videos and regular videos. So that kept me going for a good chunk of years. And actually, in the midst of all this, even in the '80s, like I was working for Bravo magazine, shooting pop stars. Like, even like back from Dagmar Dunlap, I used to work in Bravo. That was my first time I used to work for them in the early '80s. You know, like early '83, '84. I shot Alec Baldwin and all these things that she set up. So I have a bunch more photographs and things that I'm keeping under the covers for now, because I want to brand myself, or I am a rock photographer, but I do have, after this is out and I put out other things, the stuff that I have, like I have Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, their first shoots, you know, Justin Timberlake at his home, and, you know, how I got them from Bravo. You know, they hooked me up with these pop stars, and I would go do home shoots. I would do shoots at, you know, at their homes, on the road, videos. And so that gave me a lot of access, because Bravo is a big magazine, and a lot of bands broke there first. So I started in the '90s, started doing a lot of stuff there, like, you know, Christina Aguilera, when Genie in the Bottle came out. I ended up doing the photos on the video shoot, and then becoming friendly with the artists. You know, Christina liked me and wanted to use me. So I started being her photographer. I ended up doing an album cover for her and tour book. I went to Hawaii with, I did some traveling. Black Eyed Peas, I met through Bravo, just Kesha. And then we started doing all the hip hop stuff, like Usher and, I mean, you name it, like I have all these, for a good 10 years. And, then, I worked with Alex and I worked with Rachel, and it just snowballed into like nothing really stopped, and then when I would always shoot the bands that I loved, but they would be playing clubs at that point, or they'd break up or come into other things. So I'd always stay in touch with them. And then they slowly became, everyone started like getting themselves together and becoming, rebranding themselves, Poison, Bon Jovi was always on the top. And I actually went on a 6-week South American tour with them. So I did their tour book. And so I went to Japan, so I was kind of doing little bits and pieces. And I don't know, next thing you know it's 2020,
The stadium tour would be the next big thing happening in the US, but I don't think it's gonna work. Would have been this a job for you, a stadium tour?
Yeah, well, I was just talking with some people that because I had an idea. I wanted to go on a tour, a book tour. So I thought of like all the bands this summer were playing, like Alice Cooper, David Coverdale, Whitesnake, Ted Nugent, and then the stadium tour. Just everyone was out on tour. So I wanted to like go where they played the day before they had their show, and maybe do some radio, help promote their show, also have a gallery, maybe do some, foundation, tying up with some soup kitchens or something, and get some, cross promotion, and then shoot the show, and then go to another tour and do that, just kind of, I was looking for corporate sponsorship, to get like a traveling vehicle and wrap it with whatever, my photos or their product, maybe Canon, the camera that I use. So I was just starting to do this when all this stuff happened. I was in conversations to do this, and I was excited, and I was going to go with my girlfriend and just travel across the country selling my books, and talking, maybe doing some lecture things, some colleges, and I had a lot of plans. But the way I look at it is, everything's going to happen a year later, so.
But the music will not change in the book, and the memories will not change. This is something which goes on forever in the hearts of the people. That's a good thing. Yeah. So you can you can postpone it to next year. It's not getting old. It's like a good red wine.
It's going to give, like right now, I've been doing social media like crazy. I always wanted to. I know. Really,
I'm following you. That's why I saw the trailer. It's now, we have now Wednesday evening in Germany, and on Sunday morning I saw the trailer of the Decade That Rock, and I thought, this is an interesting guy for doing an interview. Then I contacted you, and a day later we already arranged this nice talk. This is crazy.
Well, I wanted to, like, I've never had the time for this book, because when I was doing this book like full on for 4 years, like, I was in here I was putting off vacations, because they kept telling me the deadline was like in 3 months, and then it ended up being like 4 years later. But I try to make it like perfect, and finally we got it done, and now I can like take a deep breath and work on social media, because I've had other people do it for me, and I've never been really happy with it. And I've always wanted to be hands-on and connect with the fans. And now I'm really connecting with everyone. Like anyone that writes, there's an email address at thedecadethatrocked.com. Anyone that writes, have a question, whatever. Anytime someone says, I just did a pre-order, I'll write back, thanks, and, write a little something. I also have, anyone that does a pre-order before June 2nd, I'm doing a promotion where they get the cover photo of the Guns N' Roses, and I sign it, and I put the name on it and stuff.
That's cool.
And I sell for $200. I'm just saying, just pay shipping and handling, and I give them some postcards. And, fans are posting and say, we just got it. It's great. Thanks for the extra postcards. And, so it's just, I've been wanting to do this, connect with the fans. And then I end my book with Eddie Trunk did the afterword. Actually, Rob Halford did the forward, and Eddie did the afterword. And right before the afterword is this fan. I used to get fan mail back in the '80s, and I used to just put it in a box, and I just organized it for the book. And I thought I wanted to put a lot of it in, but there wasn't room. So there was one that stood out that says it all. It was perfect. It's like almost I wrote it. So it's in there as a full page next to Eddie's afterward. It's just from a fan talking about me, and so I like fans, and I actually have a page on my The Decade That Rocked called Fanatic, and I have some of those I have the fan mail, and I used to always photograph the fans. So in every chapter, there's a photo of a fan from one of the bands of that chapter, and then there's a photo of me too with the band in that chapter. So it's kind of a consistency kind of a thing that I like, to do.
I really love to hear when people create their own brand, because I'm coming not only from the journalist side, but I also studied marketing, and I always loved branding. And when I saw initially the trailer, I saw the book, and then later followed you on your page, I really enjoy it that you make the decision to create not only your personal brand, Mark Weiss or Weissguy, but also the brand on your own, which could be even a band logo. Yeah, the Decade That Rocked. This is something which I really liked, and it looks so natural and so authentic. I really want to say thank you for taking the time to talk with me. I really appreciate this. Of course, in Corona times, everybody maybe got some more spare time around. But so when is your next shooting? Do you know it already?
No, how can anyone know? It's, I don't know. I mean, I set up a studio in my house. So there's a lot of local bands, and whoever has the balls to call me to see if I'll shoot their band, I'll do it. And I'll do it very reasonably. I say, come on over, because, they think that I'm unreachable because of the success I had. But I love shooting new bands. So, if they come in, I have a reasonable price, and they come into the house. I'm working in my office while they spend, an hour or two getting dressed and getting ready. I'm here still working, hanging out, doing my thing. And then when they say they're all ready, I'll go out there for an hour and knock it off and give them something that they can work with and develop, just like I did with all the other bands that were just starting out. So, and then I have new friends, most of them end up being friends too. I like being around people.
That's right. Really like it. So when people now, they got a certain kind of appetite for your book, we can order it on Amazon in every country or around the world. So it's available already. It's a pre-order status I've seen. And
you can pre-order it on Amazon right now. And then I know there's certain countries that don't, that Amazon doesn't sell to, but on June 2nd, if you go to the publisher's website, Insight Editions, they'll ship anywhere in the world for like a very inexpensive flat fee, like $12. They'll send it anywhere in the world. So that's because I've been getting calls from different different countries, not, texts and, comments. So, and then, eventually I might I'll get an allotment and do some signings since I can't go on tour, and maybe I have a bundle package on The Decade That Rocked where you have a slipcase and a photo and some postcards. So, you can upgrade from the book to a little bit more detail.
The shrine.
Yeah, t-shirts. I'm working on t-shirts now too. So hopefully that will get in there, and, just having fun with it.
Great. I'm really looking forward. I ordered already my copy as well at Amazon in Germany here. And if you want to do it, do it. Here's the link. Go on, click on the link and order the book. And Mark, thank you very, very much for taking the time. I wish you all the best. You come out of this crazy, crazy times now and keeping your memory for The Decade That Rocked. So all the best to you, Mark. Hope.
Thank you.
Oh, the Bible. It's almost the Bible, the 80s Bible. So thank you very much and take care. Bye-bye, Mark.
Thanks for having me.